Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a review on the Mahindra Mojo 300. So I will be doing a comparison review between the Mahindra Mojo and the CBR250R. So yes, let's get started onto the review. So first thing, starting from the engine, just after riding the bike itself, what I got the impression is that this has got enough torque in the lower band. It's very torquey and it's very easy to ride in lower speeds. So when you compare it with the CBR250R, I will say that it is a bit difficult to ride a CBR250 in a very bumper to bumper traffic, since the major power is located on the mid and the high range. And since I'm talking about the engine, I should say something about the refinement also. So commenting on the refinement, I will say that Mahindra Mojo need to work on the refinement to get into the level of what Honda has done for the CBR250R. So the next thing what I want to talk is about on the tires. So Mahindra Mojo has got the Pirelli tires, which is the best tires for this segment. It is outstandingly good for cornering. So when you compare it with the stock tires which you get for CBR250R, which is generally the Contigo or the MRF, I will say that Pirelli tires stay 2 steps ahead over the Honda tires. And since this bike is having much more bigger wheelbase, it is very easy to ride, and I will say that it will be very easy to do cornering also in this bike. So to comment on the instrument cluster, I will say Mahindra has done a very good job in coming up with a well populated instrument cluster. When you compare it with the CBR250R instrument cluster, the Mojo has got a side stand indicator and an extra trip meter. So these are the two things which lacks in CBR's console. So commenting on the seat comfort, I will say that Mahindra has done a very good job on the seat, but I will say that Honda CBR250R has a much more wider seat where you can literally spread your ass across the seat and sit comfortably during the ride. But I will rate CBR250R seat much more better than Mahindra Mojo seat. Talking about the brakes, I will say that CBR250R has got a better brakes than Mahindra Mojo, because in CBR you don't find that bike so heavy when you are coming from a speed of 100 plus or something. But even when I am riding the Mahindra Mojo, how I ride my CBR250R in the city, I was finding a bit difficult to stop this bike. So I will tell that when compared to the heaviness this bike has, the brakes are not as good as a CBR. And I should say that the ABS option available in CBR will add a topping to the braking system, which will add much more safety to the bike. So talking about the gearbox and the clutch, I will say that both the bikes has the same kind of feel when you shift through the gears. And commenting on the clutch, I will say that CBR250R has a much more lighter clutch than Mahindra Mojo, where it will help to ride the bike in the city mode. So talking about the suspension, both the bikes do very great job on potholes and humps. Both has good suspension to ride in Indian road conditions. And talking about the turning radius, I was expecting something more from Mahindra Mojo, since it was having a upright position, but I will say that it is having the almost same turning radius what CBR250R also has. And the next thing what I want to talk about is the exhaust. I will say that this bike Mahindra Mojo has got a very good exhaust. It stays very much ahead when you compare it with the CBR250R, because for a CBR it will just sounds like any other 150cc bike. So actually I will say that Mahindra Mojo is a head turner when you rate based on the exhaust note. And talking about the vibration, I will tell that this bike is not giving much vibration. So it means that Mahindra has done very good job in bringing down the vibration from the engine to the handlebar as well as the seats. The next thing which I would like to talk about is that the heating issues on both the bikes. I will say that when I am riding the CBR250R, I find that the heat will come to my legs when I am continuously riding on bumper to bumper traffic over 20 minutes or something. So I feel like this bike Mahindra Mojo will also be performed the same way, since I couldn't find any heating issue when I was riding in heavy traffic. So altogether, from a rideability perspective, I will categorize the rides onto 3 different sections, mainly the city rides, highways and off-roads. So based on my opinion, I will say that for city rides I will strongly suggest Mahindra Mojo, because it is having a very good low end torque, which will keep you all alive during the low speeds, and it will give you the push whenever you want to. But when it comes to a CBR, it is a bit laggy on the low end, but it will give you tremendous response when it moves to mid or high range. And for the highway rides, I will say that CBR250R has a much more upper hand on the Mahindra Mojo. Just because it has a visor, it will cut off all the major wind blast which comes to the rider. I don't think this will be happening for a Mahindra Mojo. So I will tell that up to a speed of 120 km per hour, you don't find any difference in both the bikes. The issue mainly comes when you cross the mark of a 140 km per hour. So in a CBR250R, I will say that you can say ride the bike in even 140 km per hour. But for Mahindra Mojo, I believe that you need to duck into the air cap which has been made by the visors. And now talking about the off-roads, I will strongly say that Mahindra Mojo should be your choice, because you cannot take CBRs for off-roading purposes. It's strictly a road bike. But even said so, I have seen that people who has taken the CBRs to Leh Ladakh, but I will say that you need to have bigger balls to do such things. So overall, comparing these two bikes, I will say that my choice will be... Oh, did YouTube just block me saying that? Yeah, it shouldn't be my choice, right? It should be your choice. So guys, if you are having any doubts on any of these bikes, just put a comment over there. I'll be happy to help you out. So see you in my next video. Bye bye.